I am Shannon Murray. I'm from Pensacola, Florida. I served 27 years in the Navy. I came in the military in 1988, decided that I wanted to be a corpsman, deployed to Mount Pinatubo, Korea, Thailand, ended up deploying to Iraq in 2003, 2004, and then about 5 years later deployed to Afghanistan as a medical mentor for the Sergeant Major of the Afghan National Army. Retired in 2013, enjoying life as a retiree professional volunteer. So I was stationed in Camp Pendleton. I was with the Med Battalion, and we were doing Chiefs initiation, which we were driving down to one of the ships. Got down and they shut the gates on us. It wasn't until we actually got into the gate and realized what had happened. Because it was so early in the day for us, I didn't think it was real. I really felt pity for the person or the group that decided that they were going to try and take America on. Or everything that we stand for, everything that we do is predicated from our forefathers of we're not going to take or tolerate what they want us to do. If you want to fight, then we're ready and willing to fight. A lot of corpsmen in the military, in the Navy, you'll go on board a ship. There's another group that's a much smaller group that go and support Marines. There is usually a love-hate relationship between them. I can pretty well tell you that any corpsman who has served with the Marines will do anything for their Marines. There is an endearment there that is like no other. When 9/11 hit, I can remember telling my sailors that there was going to be some kind of retaliation. There was going to be some kind of event that we were going to go to war. And I remember telling my sailors that they needed to start talking to their families. They needed to get all of their gear ready, get their households ready, get their families ready for a departure, for a deployment. You have to do everything that the Marines do. When they stop, you keep going, because you're typically taking care of them when we come to a stop. The corpsmen are up, making sure that people are okay, making sure that they're drinking enough, that they're not becoming a casualty. It really endears us to the Marines. And then the same thing is reciprocated when it comes to being protected. I could walk with my Marines anywhere and there was no question on I knew I was okay. After 9/11, after you deployed to Iraq or Afghanistan, one of the big things that changed for us was the realization that the medical corpsmen that were with battalions, that were on the front lines with their Marines, they were the ones that the Marines always went to for anything. When you're out in the field and you're out in a setting where you are it, you will do anything to save somebody's life. I think that a lot of what we did now feels like it wasn't worth it. But then retrospectively, you take that step back as well, and you look at it and you see the impact that you have made for a generation in both Iraq and Afghanistan. Not only did we make that impact in Iraq and Afghanistan, we made that impact in the world because we built relationships with other countries that we typically never deal with. But we also have now a new generation, 2 or 3 generations deep now, of our sailors and our Marines and our Air Force and our Army people that have a small idea of what it is, but they have to take it to the next level. Even though for the Afghan war vet or the Iraq war vet, we may not feel like we did something, but one, we're the ambassadors to that country, but we're also the role model for our kids. And we have a lot of kids that they're struggling. They're struggling with their identity and they're struggling with what they should do. And they struggle just in general. I mean, I can go and think all of the negative things. I mean, you can look at everything and just dissect it and wonder if it really was worth it. And I would say it was. I mean, even though it's come up as a lost cause, I think it was worth it because we did good for at least one generation. In spite of everything that was against us, we did some amazing things. And there are some amazing stories that we will never know, but maybe someday somebody will know it. Some grandkid will find out what it was that their grandparent went through.